Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, this is our ongoing meditation session. Be comfortable yourself and relax your body. And once we get connected with our other students, we're ready to start the session for today. Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. And keep your back straight and neck straight in one line and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, in these ongoing meditation sessions, we mainly try to share some basic informations for yourself to develop a very clear spiritual foundation. So, especially with the meditation, when you develop your own practice little by little, it is very helpful for you to understand how this meditation will help for you to have the clarity inside. Because when it comes to practice, there are two kinds of benefits. So one is, in this very conventional life as an ordinary person, you can uplift and you can become more profitable with your life. It is very necessary. And other one is spiritually deeper inside you. You can gain more wisdom and understand the reality. So that understanding reality is completely different from this conventional gain. So when it comes to the Dharma, there are two methods the wisdom work. So one is called Anumana and other one called the Pratyaksha. So the Anumana is kind of like a very conventional. It's not a completely that you experience. It is a more intellectual knowledge. So as example, that we know about life, and we know life is the very nature of the life, but still sometimes we gain it, it's kind of like from informations. So it develop your intellectual understanding. So that is very necessary. That also prevent you from a lot of unprofitable actions. And it also avoid you from unprofitable lifestyle. And another one called the Pratyaksha. So Pratyaksha means completely, deeply you experience it within yourself. And it is not because of someone says. It's not limited to intellectual theories, the methods or the patterns. So then it is important you develop the very intellectual knowledge, but not to be very limited to that, but to transform it to gain your inner experience. So that's why that intellectual understanding about the life or the reality is kind of like the theory. And when it comes to very practical way, that you have to have inner wisdom within yourself through experience. This both very necessary. So when it comes to that when we go towards the enlightenment or the liberation or even towards the understanding, your understanding mainly going to change because of a major reason. So that is your self-centered point of view, the idea of the self or the I am. So that's why in the beginning, especially when it comes to the vipassana level of practice, it is very important. Even before you see the kind of like the impermanent nature of that everything, that you have to understand the very idea of self. Because if you have the self-centered mind, then out of that mind, that whatever you understand, it's not going to become the truth. So then always look into yourself and see when you have understanding, even just imagine when it comes to that the life or the suffering or the difficulties. So the most of time nowadays, people take this life and according to that, the whatever the ideas they build. So whatever the ideas you build and top of that, whatever you experience, it is completely maybe different from the reality. So then when you become very limited to your own ideas, maybe you miss a lot of other things regarding the very nature of life. So why we become very limited like that? Because of our self-centered or the egocentric mind. So before we go into understand any Dhamma, remember this, it is very important to get out of the self-centered mind. So then you have to understand deeply how this process happens. What you mean by self. When it comes to the self, there are certain things. One is I am. So that I am is more deep, strong, and it has a long history. My, to me, so that kind of thing. So when you come to the point to experience my, so that's mean you always have a connection from outside. That things you can very easily maybe get out. But the idea of I am, the me, that is so strong. And that is what most of the time compare to things. That's why I hold the positions. So then you have to look into that deeper. And when you look, you will see. It is not independent, separated, unchangeable. Any entity exists there like that. You can see it. Only thing is you have to deeply look into that. If you don't look, you're not going to see. So from the ancient time, especially in the early Buddhism, this is the one of the major important thing that before that most of time people go into the investigate the Dharma, that most of them, they came out of this idea of self-centered mind. So then it is very easy to understand the impermanent or the unsatisfactory nature or this all other the behavior or the nature of the world. Because this self-centered mind, this I am, always change the situations. And out of that, we may develop a kind of like dharma that maybe it is so personal to us. It is not the dharma exactly that we should understand from the Buddha's teaching. And it's kind of like a magician, circus man. Because this magician in the ancient time, they had a skill. It's not like today magic. Today they just, do something, and maybe when you can't see what's happening there, and then suddenly they manifest something, and then you believe that. But ancient time, there was a more different magic. So what is that magic? It is the real black magic. That means they completely mentally hijack you. And then whatever they do or say, you believe as real. It's kind of like a cult. You build up a cult and then you become kind of like leader. So whatever you say, and then the people believe that. They take it as real. It doesn't matter right or wrong, good or bad, whatever, they accept it. That is the dangerous magic. So the idea of self or the I am like that, it's a real kind of like a black magic happen inside us. And we are the one who do it for us. And if you look very carefully, you will see from this moment to your past. It's whole this event that happened, it's kind of like black magic. So that's why in the Vipassana, in the very beginning, it just starts with the idea to get out of this I am. So in the beginning, we develop the tranquility. From there, you deeply start to observe with the four foundations and recognizing that there is no permanent independent self. So one way to take this method, one way to look into that, start to separate that whatever you experience. And then you will see part by part, it's linked to something else. If you can separate something, how you can take it as one thing. And observe slowly. And don't interfere to that whatever, that mental object. Observe it, let it be. Then you will see itself, how it happened and how it changed. And so little by little, when you go deeper, you don't need to do something. Only thing is you have to slowly observe and recognize. When you observe this way, what happens? You start to see this name and form two things. So even when it comes to you, so today, whatever your name and your form both together appear. So whoever called your name, suddenly you appear there. But if you look very carefully, your name is something else, your form is something else. And there are more other things. Your sensation or the feelings, it's something else. The world is different, your feelings different. So, but when the contact happens, the feelings arise. You have no power over it. It's like a spider web. Look at the world, it's itself there. And the spider in the middle of the web. And so whatever the bug or the fly hit the net, in that very moment, the spider responds to that. But if that fly or the bug out of the net, the spider not going to react to that. It's not belong to that spider reactions. But once it hit the net, the spider cannot stay solid itself. The spider itself start to move because there's no separation from the spider to the web. It's both together, even though it is not the one thing. So same thing with the sensation. The sensation is not you. Feelings are not you. So whatever in the world, when it touch, then you start to respond to that. But it is there. And if it is don't touch you, if there is no connection, then it is you're not going to react to that. So like that, if you look into deeper and separate, and you can start it with name and form, and look, go little by little, little by little. And whatever happened when the situation happened, observe deeply. When someone called your name and how this your form react and how your name work. But this both together go today. And start to separately see any situation, any incidents. See that how the body, because it doesn't care, the body doesn't care the name. The name doesn't care the body. But in our mind, we mix this together. And when your body, when the appeared, it itself, your body itself, your form itself doesn't care the name. Somebody condition and put the name on it and seal it. You are this. But still the body doesn't care. And the name also doesn't care that what kind of body that you have. Because that's why I see that from childhood to today, you change your body. And according to that, you change your name. You change your identity by the time. You change your driving license by the time. And you change your other old documents by the time. But still that the name that you carry doesn't care about your body. But in our mind, the idea of me, bring this all together. Oh, that is very important. So like that the idea of the me or the self, try to hold it to this name and form both. Otherwise, look, you will see. Your body has its own way. So the one of the very important entering point to get out of the idea of this self is start to see separately name and form. Anything, whatever you use, look at on a very conventional level and start to separate the name and form. Then you will see that there are two things. Two things, it has a two different nature. And that way, you can get a little bit of a intellectual understanding about it. It is not even that the deeper experience, intellectual understanding about this I am. And then if you go deeper, little by little, little by little, you recognize that this moment of thought and intention, and with the habitual patterns, with the desires, govern your life. Underneath this all happening, behind this all, there is kind of like intention you hold. Maybe you don't see from the beginning. It's kind of like a black cardinal. You know, like for the queen or the king, there is an advisor. And the king or the queen most of the time never say no to that advisor. that advisor, but never going to appear to public. It's hiding, and no one knows who is guiding. So like your desires are kind of like a black cardinal. It's guide you, and you do anything for that, but you don't see to whom you work. It's kind of like a very deep underground, kind of like a underworld gangsters network, because they work each other, but they don't know to whom they work. You know, like intelligence service. Sometimes you work for someone, but you don't know to whom you work. So your intention the same. It's not a new thing. It's just very common. You know? Your intention, sometimes you don't see it. But without seeing, you just keep working and doing things, and end of the day, completely different result you gain. And that day when you not going to meet that your deeper the comfort or the satisfaction, then disappointment arises. So then be very careful about you, not about others. Look into yourself a little bit. And always remember, your life is like an empty bottle. Anything can fill it with, anything can come into it. But when you become very conscious, and you can always make it more profitable. You can bring something profitable, and you can put something profitable, the skills to that. So otherwise, maybe unprofitable skills go there. So that awareness, day by day, will help you to cultivate yourself, and bringing and looking around and bringing that all the profitable skill to yourself. In the very conventional life that you build up, environment knowingly, yourself, that you can change and you can uplift and you can develop this life, rather than just keep doing things according to whatever the message come from inside. Because the message, whatever that the information come from inside, come as a result of your previous habitual patterns. And responding to that the same way, not going to change anything for tomorrow. So then when you start to work like this way, what will happen? You start to change your future. So you work today, practice today, and out of this practice, what happens? And you start to change your future. Because in this very moment, there are certain things in you, there are certain seed inside you, and you don't know what and how it's going to grow tomorrow. And if that seed related to the greed, hatred, or the delusion, so then by the time out of your bodily, verbally, mentally actions, and tomorrow invisibly it start to grow. And then it become unprofitable. And then again and again it's going to become more hard, difficult. But today, if you are aware about this, and what happens, slowly you are capable to transform that greed, hatred, or the delusion to loving kindness, compassion, generosity, and wisdom. So that transformation for tomorrow, and out of your bodily, verbally, mentally actions, and you're going to bring something profitable to yourself and for others. So that is how this work, little by little, and it is very necessary. Otherwise, remember, we don't know tomorrow. There is a possibility we can do anything. We can go to any unprofitable action tomorrow. There is a possibility like that. There's another called anusaya, or the cankers. In the deeper level, It has power to ignite the huge fire. It's there, but still maybe you don't experience it, but it is there. So that mostly hold with the idea of self. So if you start to recognize this no self, and then it's no self means it is not just an idea. You have to see how that you can come to the idea of no self. So that's why the practice, through the practice, you need some kind of experience. You look into that. What do you mean by self? Keep looking, keep looking. And then little by little you would untangle this concept, and then you will see deeply this everything happen as a result of cause and effect. But there are reasons behind that. Maybe today maybe we don't have power to see the reasons, but that's why you have to slow down, calm down, and with very clear mind, little by little, with the tranquil mind, with undisturbed mind, learn to observe. And then you will see. And when you start to recognize that, this pattern of untangling, and then you recognize this everything happen in you, there is one reason, that is your intention. So that intention hold it, the desire, that desire hold because of I am. So once you go there and release that, and all the actions will happen, but you are not holding to that action. That is where you gain the freedom. So it is a little by little, step by step process that you have to go. But through this practice, we open the window to enter to that. So in front of your nose and upper lip area, observe your inhalation, exhalation. Just observe it. When the inhalation happen, recognize it. When the exhalation happen, recognize it. Don't try to interfere with that natural process. Don't try to do anything the way you want, or don't try to bring any kind of concept or the ideas. Just simply observe. Maybe it's going to become a little bit different. Why? Because we have nature always interfere with the idea. But now learn a little bit. Observe your inhalation, exhalation. You don't need any theories, methods, or the logics to observe just the inhalation, exhalation. Just following the sensation, recognize it. And if you can see very clearly, separately inhalation, exhalation, and little bit go deeper and observe the beginning, the middle, and end of the inhalation. That means entire process of the continuation of the inhalation, exhalation. Just be there. Don't bring any concept. Don't bring any theories. Don't bring any logics. Withdraw that all. If something come to your mind, don't struggle with it. Withdraw it, come back to the breathing. Again and again, again and again. And try to go deeper with the primary mental object, or with the help of the breathing. And then you will see some inhalation become longer, shorter, heavy. Exhalation become longer, shorter, heavy, soft, warm, cold. Each and every inhalation and exhalation has its own character. It's a unique character. Just recognize it. Don't try to repeat something. Don't have a wish or hope for something to happen. Calm down. Learn to wait and see. That's not easy for us. Because we mess ourselves. We mess up ourselves with our own ideas, thoughts, concept, our own life. Not because of others. And the most of time we put difficulties on us because of our own mind. So now you come to the point to observe you withdraw that all. And it is not easy because that habitual pattern, that mental attitude brought us here and it developed our life. So now you are anymore not responding to that. And little by little calm down, stay focused to the sensation. And then you will see when the inhalation happens, your body calm down, exhalation happen, body calm down. When the inhalation, exhalation happen, not only the body, it calm down your mind also. And in a certain level, your body, mind, breathing start to work as one together. And then you feel more relaxed and comfort, but still don't go with that because that also reflection of the mind. So you just keep focus little by little, then your inhalation, exhalation become more sharp and subtle. Keep observe. And then you will see with the inhalation, sometimes the thought arise. With the exhalation, you will see thought arise and disappear. Don't react to that. And then the joy and pleasure arise with the inhalation, exhalation together. Don't react to that. So then in that very level, you come to the point completely neutral from the desire, settle down. That is the very first entering step to the tranquility state. Kama Chanda, you withdraw from the idea of self-centered mind and looking for satisfaction. Now you settle down. Each and every cell in your body, head to toes, settle down as it is. And then in that very level, there is no resistance. There's nothing go against in you. And then at the same time, no lethargic, lazy mind, that you completely energize. And no any kind of comparison, no any doubt. Because now you know that your practice brought you to this level. And now you know that you're experiencing this deeper level of tranquility state. And that is in that very level you recognize this everything happens itself. Now more deeply under this skin you recognize this head to toes, this entire body, this as I am, this self happens according to the cause and effect, the causation in each and every moment, this whole vibration. So now self is not interfering, but it's the happening happens. And that is where you can see the very meaning of the change. And once you know that, it becomes a very irreversible experience. So that is what you need. It's a little by little, step by step process. So only thing is give your best moment by moment. And keep practice little by little. Be gentle and always give your best to yourself. Because that is the best, this is the best that you can do to yourself. And recognizing and understanding and experiencing this ultimate truth. And it is not a concept. Intellectually, you can't go there. Even though only practice point of view, we talk about this like this. When you experience it, it's a totally different. So let's get into practice a little bit now. Your right palm on your left and neck head straight in one line and be comfortable with your posture. So bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say Swapateva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me, may all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalations and exhalations. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. When it happens through the sensation, recognize it, do nothing extra. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also, as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all six directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance, or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest, wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ettavata chammihi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Imaya dhammanu dhamma patipattiya buddham pujemi dhammam pujemi sangham pujemi Addaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadi maranam ha paribunjissami Idamme punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.